All right, guys, I'm taking this time while it's raining. I'm taking this time to, I'm actually waiting on the inspectors to come out. We had some electrical inspection that we got to get off, and we got some details that's going on with that. But guys, I'm gonna take this little time while I'm here. I went on ahead and punched this thing out. As far as my framing, now the framing inspector may come through here and he may find some items that needs to be done. But I go through with my fine tooth comb as well, just to make sure that I see most of the items. And I'm looking at it from an inspector's point of view as well. Now, first thing that I'm gonna make sure that we do, and this is one thing that I put on my little list, we gotta fur all this down because all my pipes are going out here. And I have to have this customer here didn't want to go with they didn't want to do the sprinkler system. You can actually come in and do a fire sprinkler system here for the cars that come in here, and that creates your fire rating or your firewall. But you know, the cost is about the same. As a matter of fact, I think the sheetrock is probably a little bit more cost effective. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the guys that come in and, you know, maybe put some here and put some here and run some 24 inches on center 2x4s here, and on the other side to fur all this down so we have something attached to sheetrock to. Now, all framing members in this garage has to be fire rated. All structural members. So this is structure, so this wall has to be, we have to have sheetrock on this wall as well. All the ceilings have to have sheetrock. And then this right here, this whole wall back here is gonna be my firewall. So this right here is gonna create a 30-minute firewall between the garage and habitable space is what they call it. Now, there's something else going on here. So if you guys noticed that my framers came here, this is something that should have been done, but you know, all load-bearing walls on the basement, since we're supporting 2 floors, we're supporting 2 floors and a roof. You need to have, the lumber needs to be a dimensional size larger. Now in this case you can do, we got both of them here, you can do 2x6s, or you can double up on 2x4s, okay? This right here is a load bearing. Anytime you got steps, guys, it's gonna be a load bearing. It's gonna be a load bearing wall. So, you know, a lot of these right here has to be double. We gotta get double. So I put a little mark on this to let the guys know that those need to be double as well. And if you can look right here, you can see that these joists are spanning from here to here. And since they're spanning from there to there, that means that this right here is a load bearing wall as well. So that's a load bearing wall, as well as this wall over here is gonna be a load bearing wall. So these right here gotta be doubled up as well. So these are some things that I did. All right, I think I caught everything there. So what we're gonna do, the good thing about this right here, it's raining, there's no water in the basement, not even under the front stoop, there's no water in this house. So that's like an anomaly. I never had that happen. I always have leaks here and there, especially if the house is very cut up like this one right here. All right, now, what I'm gonna do here, if you guys kind of look at these, I got red marks. Put these red marks here. These red marks let me know that there needs to be some block in there. You don't need to have, you know, because on the other side is gonna be brick and sheathing. I'm sorry, brick and house wrap. And I don't like for that to be the only barrier that we have. So I got that. This door right here, this needs to be plumb. It needs to be just put in right. I think they just kind of stood it up there, but that needs to be plumb and it needs to be level. So that was one thing on my item. We can see right here, I put the little blue to let us know right up here, we need some not fire blocking, I'm sorry. We need some dead wood up here, something to attach sheetrock to, at least up there. That's more blocking. We need to block all those right there. I got my red marks here. This is something else we need to take care of. We need to put sheathing around this firebox. This is an exterior firebox on the rear porch here. So we need to get here and, you know, fire, put sheathing around that firebox. Okay. Oh, that looks good. Right here, we need this guys, this right here is not a load bearing wall. This wall right here, so we're missing a stud. It looks like the guys took the stud out. But this is not load bearing. This is a room partition. And you actually can get away with 24 inches on center, this is probably a little bit more than that. It's about 32 inches on center. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the guys that come in here and just maybe turn a stud this way and put it up, and on the other side, put it up there to keep us from hitting that wire there. Take the guys that had to come like out here and put that wire back in there. So one more thing that we gotta do. For some odd reason, the mechanical guy didn't run this right here and run that vent hood up here. So we should have a vent hood. We should have a hole cut there. That pipe needs to go up there. It needs to go all the way up. And I need the box around it in that room upstairs, you see. So all this right here looks good. I was okay with all this right here. We just got a lot of little places where I can see daylight. I can see daylight right here. So I need to put some red dots right here. This right here needs to be, just blocked. So I'm gonna go here and tell you, let me see. Daylight, I don't like to see all that up there, so we gotta go through there and they gotta correct that as well. Little daylight spots, but other than that, I don't see anything that's a real, I don't even think that's a code issue. It's just something that's more of a preference thing. And guys, one thing one thing that a lot of inspectors have to be aware of is preference and code. Okay, let me set this right here. I gotta do something right quick, like. One thing that they have to be aware of is preference and code. You can't allow, they shouldn't allow their preference to get misconstrued with code. Just because you want something a certain way, you really need to be looking at the code book, just make sure it's code. So I'm gonna go up here. There's a couple of items up here though. I checked all my rafters out, make sure everything was braced. Like in this right here, there's a brace that goes up here that holds this gable up. If you guys kind of see it right there. That really needs, I'm gonna have the guys to go back and put a strong back on that. And really what you're gonna do is take another 2x4 and turn it this way and nail it all the way down to keep it from twisting either way. That's over time. One thing that I added here, let's put little blue marks here to let us know that we need a piece of lumber right here going straight down. This is something that your sheetrock guy can attach to, just backing for your sheetrock guy. Of course, you see we got to block this up too. Let me see what we got here. Over here, this is something else. Now, when you look at the exterior of this house, this side right here is gonna get brick. So this is a gable that's gonna take brick. So brick has to be supported on top of this right here. Anytime you have to support brick, those rafters need to be tripled. In which I put some here to let us know that we need to go in here and triple that rafter. That's one thing. So looks like I got a little leak right here. So I gotta see why I know why I don't have it, because I hadn't put any shingles up there yet, because that stuff needs to be brick first before we start sitting shingles up there. The roofer had to come out again. So we got that. Same thing happens on the other side too. Same thing happens over there. There's one over there as well. Right there. I also put some, guys, every part of the attic has to be accessed. So this right here is gonna be accessed by a door. And what I did was I put a mark here to let my guys know that make this out of a 2020 door. That's a standard door. It's cheaper when you get standard doors instead of us doing something that's an odd size. I also came through here and I got to figure out what's the standard opening for a attic access, because I like to order that too. Instead of these guys just kind of going in here, we may have to shift this right here return back a little bit so that we can make that access work, because you don't want to have to order nothing, odd sizes and stuff like that. You want to, it's going to be cheaper to get things the standard sizes. So that's something else I did. A lot of this right here, I did the same thing with the tub. We need to put some backing here for the, the backer boards. Right up in here, you can see, now, this is something. This is a valley rafter here. So if you look at this long rafter that goes all the way up here. Notice that it's not, well, I can kind of say it's not really touching anything. It comes all the way down here. That thing needs to be braced at least a third of the distance. So we really need to just take another 2x4 or strong back like we did right here, but we're gonna put strong backs on that too. And we just need to just jack that thing straight down, because this right here is a low ground wall, this is the exterior wall. So it needs to go straight down and brace off of that. I had another one over here too as well that I needed to do the same way. I checked all my collar ties. Those look good. See, this right here, see, we probably need to put a jack on, not a jack, but a strong back on this right here to break that. You see that this right here is this is a hip rafter right here that goes all the way up here, and that needs to be broke up too. So these are things that you gotta catch that stuff. Right here, kind of look at this right here. I need another cripple right here that takes this load right here that comes down right here, takes that load and go all the way around, go all the way down, split it up around the door. So need that as well. I also checked to make sure that all of my, my LVL beams had 2 studs up under to take that load all the way to the ground. So, those are things that I really checked out just to make sure we got that going on. But other than that, let's see if I got anything else that I kind of let this thing bleed a little bit. I put so much red paint everywhere. Well, no, actually, this ain't as bad. So, other than that, guys, it's another day, another dollar. You guys have a good one.